So I bought the OnePlus Nord 4 to give my honest review. Well, I have been using this phone from last 3 days, so this is my initial review because 3 days is not enough to give a full in-depth review, so that will surely come after few days. But in this video I will pack enough information that you can decide at whether you should buy this phone or not. So let's start with Rudra's extras, or you can also say some rapid fire informations and details which every user should need to know. So first, it has dual SIM card slot but no micro SD card. Second, it has an IR blaster and NFC. Number 3, it comes with IP65 certification, which is nice. Number 4, talking about HDR playbacks, then in Netflix it's not available, but on YouTube it's available and there is no problem playing HDR videos in it. Number 5, I have encountered total number of 23 bloatwares in the OnePlus Nord 4, and that's highest in any OnePlus device I have ever seen, and I was literally shocked. Although you can delete almost 20 of those bloatwares, 3 My Files, App Pics and Games, these applications are uninstallable. So yeah, you can uninstall the majority of the bloatwares, but the main concerning part is that OnePlus might push you more bloatwares through upcoming OTA updates, and you can also see some ads here and there. So that's the thing which is not something we used to see in a OnePlus phone. Okay, number 6, this phone comes with Oxygen OS 14 based on Android 14, and recently we received an OTA update as well. So currently it is on Oxygen OS 14.1, and the best part is that company promised us to give 4 years of major OS updates and 6 years of security patches. So it will get Android 15, 16, 17 and 18 plus 2 extra years of security patches as well. So for a 30,000 phone, it's just mind-blowing. Okay, now number 7, talking about haptic feedback, like while typing or while doing any other thing like sliding the volume slider or brightness slider, there is haptic everywhere. It's implemented so well, and there is no exception. OnePlus do this so well in other past phones as well. But the vibration motor is not that strong, so that vibration motor will assure you that you're not using the flagship phone, you are just using a premium mid-range phone. Number 8, I recently noticed a scratch on the display, but then I realized that they are using a screen protector which is pre-applied, so you can remove that screen protector and use a better tempered glass just in case if you want. So that's really nice that OnePlus is still giving us that screen protector. At least it avoids scratches and all in the initial phase. Number 9, it also comes with a TPU case which is of good quality, but since it's transparent it will get yellow in the upcoming time. I really like the matte black covers of OnePlus, which doesn't get dirty or yellow even after years. Okay, so that's enough about Rudra's extras. Now let's talk about the display. So you already know all the display specifications, but talking about the display quality, then it's really good. It's vibrant, the colors are good. I also watched some YouTube and Netflix series on it, and I really enjoyed the overall experience, but the stereo speakers are not that impressive for the price, even though quality is also good, but it's not that loud. But apart from that, the display is good. Well, talking about the resolution, then it comes with a 1.5K panel, but by default in settings you will see that it's selected to 1080p. So my recommendation is to select the 1.5K resolution. And also talking about the high refresh rate, then by default it is at auto select. Again, my recommendation is to set at 120Hz all the time. Well, you can also force some apps to run at 120Hz just in case if some of your installed apps are not supporting 120Hz by default, then you can do that. So I am really glad that OnePlus gave us all these customization options. But definitely guys, if you own this phone, do these settings as soon as possible for the better experience. Well, there is one more thing about the display. Company advertised that it has peak brightness of 2150 nits, but that's the peak brightness while watching HDR videos, and also at some point you will see that 2150 nits. It's not that you will see 2150 nits of brightness all the time. At some point in some lights you will see those 2150 nits. So that's just a marketing strategy. In reality, if we talk about high brightness mode, like if you just using the phone normally in sunlight, in very harsh light, then it is just 1100 nits. Now again, considering the competition, it is not the best in the segment. I mean, there are other phones which is brighter than the OnePlus Nord 4. So I'm not saying that you can't see the on-screen content in the direct sunlight. It's visible, but it's not very bright. That's my point. Well, we already mentioned battery, so now let's talk about it. So it has 5500 mAh battery, and considering 6.74-inch display size, it's a big phone plus a massive battery. But still, the weight of this phone is fantastic thanks to its metallic body design. Well, we will talk about the design in the later part of the video, but talking about battery, it also has 100-watt adapter inside the box, so that's really appreciable, and it will charge your phone in around 30 to 40 minutes. So charging is never a problem in BBK electronic phones, and OnePlus Nord 4 is no exception. Talking about battery life, then I got around 4 to 5 hours of screen on time with almost 50% battery left. Well, I still have to check the 5G connectivity, and like in the long term I can give you more better battery stats and also how it's performing, like when I use map, GPS, 5G, and if I will continuously switch between Wi-Fi and 5G like we used to do in our daily life, right? So I will give you my final verdict about the battery performance in my full review, but in my initial impressions, it's good. Also, the chip which used inside this phone is built on 4 nanometer technology, so it's already battery efficient. So all in all, from the experience, I can say that the battery life is going to be awesome here in the OnePlus Nord 4. Well, talking about performance, then it has Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3, which is almost equivalent to Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, last year's flagship Snapdragon processor. So in terms of performance, you won't see much problem. In gaming, in BGMI also you will get 90 FPS support, so that's more than enough in a 30,000 phone. So in my day-to-day task, I haven't faced any problem, neither I faced any heating issues. And many people ask that since it has a metallic body, does it heat? So yeah, in my initial testing, I haven't found any heating issues yet. Well, talking about the variant, then the base variant, which comes with 8128, has UFS 3.1 storage type, and this which I have with me, 8256, comes with UFS 4.0 storage type. Now a lot of people are saying that oh, the base variant just have UFS 3.1. Then let me tell you, UFS 3.1 is also good. Yeah, UFS 4.0 is definitely 1.8 times faster than UFS 3.1, so it's definitely better. But in a 30,000 rupee phone, UFS 3.1 is also very good. So prioritize storage amount, not the storage type. That's my message for all the customers. Not in the case of OnePlus Nord 4, but whenever you are going out to buy a phone, always prioritize that how much storage you need, not the storage type, because in real life you won't see much difference between UFS 3.1 and UFS 4.0. and company, I have seen this, that a lot of big creators are creating a lot of hype about UFS storage because maybe brand tell them to do so, to create that FOMO in customers' mind that if they don't opt UFS 4.0 storage type in 2024, then they are missing out on something. But in reality, that's not the case. So you can take my advice. So yeah, definitely don't pay 2,000-3,000 extra money just for the sake of UFS storage type. If you really need 256 GB, then go for it. And also, it doesn't make sense to use UFS 4.0 in 128 GB storage because that won't make much of a difference. So that's why company give UFS 4.0 with 256. So if you really need 256, then go for it. Now if we talk about cameras, then it has primary 50 megapixel Sony lit 600 sensor with f1.8 aperture and also has OIS, and the ultra wide is just 8 megapixel with 112 degree field of view, which is not impressive on papers. Well, let's see some photo samples. So here are some mixed photo samples of daylight and low light to give you an overall idea. Well, in my first impressions, I really like the camera, although it is not fair to just judge the camera when you click the photos in only cloudy situation. But this is how the weather is like in my city right now. But the colors, the dynamic range, the highlights, the exposure level, everything is looking good. And even the ultra wide camera is decent, as you can see in this pic. Yeah, you will see some less details as compared to the primary camera for obvious reasons, but apart from that, it's looking fine so far in my initial impressions. Well, I have to click more photos in more different scenarios. I also have to click more human subjects and photos in direct sunlight and then in artificial lights and in more low lighting conditions to give the overall verdict on camera. But yeah, as you can see, these photos are really dramatic, ready to go photos to upload on social media. So I can say that in my first impressions, I liked the overall camera of the OnePlus Nord 4. Oh my god, what a weather, simply mind-blowing. The dynamic range is good here, I can see well exposure. The exposure is also looking well maintained and I can easily see the highlights of the skies in the background. So yeah, quite good. The only thing which is missing is the 4K resolution. I mean, in a 30,000 phone, in 2024 we still have only 1080p 30 fps, so that's a bummer. But apart from that, the things are looking, I mean the video quality is looking fine. Alright, so this is 1080p 30 fps in low light, kind of low light. Actually I am under the light of the pool, and this is how the footage looks. And surprisingly, I checked the previous audio. The audio seems quite fine even though we are in the wind. There's too much wind noise, but still the audio which captured by the mic of the phone was quite impressive. And also it is still retaining all the highlights in the skies, which is also very nice. Just look at this view, guys. Cold wind and this weather is simply mind-blowing. And this is the 4K 30 fps, and the quality seems nice. Wow, the weather is absolutely amazing here, and too much crowd as well, as you can see. Alright, now it's time to talk about the design. So OnePlus Nord 4 has a metal body uni design, and it definitely looks quite beautiful. The textures are also quite nice. You can clearly see these nice patterns, and it feels like that it's embedded here, but when you actually touch, it's just plain. So the attention to detail is quite nice, and also the design is boxier this time, but at the edges it's slightly curved, so when you wrap the phone in your palm, it doesn't gonna hurt. It doesn't feel that it has sharp edges. So that's a very, very good thing. OnePlus definitely paid a lot of attention. Unlike nothing phones and iPhones, when you hold those phones for a long amount of time, you will clearly feel those sharpness, but that's not the case with OnePlus Nord 4. So that's what I really liked. Plus also this metal design is good. Yeah, don't drop this because you might see some dents because it's metal. It won't break, but you can definitely see those dents. So use with care, or also you can use the cover. So guys, that's it. Now if I have to give a mini conclusion, because it is an initial review, so I can say that if you're looking to buy a phone, you can definitely buy. Although the strong point of OnePlus was the software, in which we always used to praise that you will get a top-notch clean experience, clean UI, but that's not the case anymore. It's very much similar to what you will get in Realme phones, same ads and bloatwares. So that's the thing. But yeah, the hardware point of view, it's good, but the cameras are not that impressive. I mean, you will get other phones with better practical camera setup, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 13 megapixel ultra wide, plus a telephoto lens as well. We have seen in Realme phones, Motorola phones. So camera wise also, from hardware point of view, camera is one thing which is lacking, but the other things are very good. So guys, that's it from today's video. And if you're not in hurry, if you're not in rush to buy a phone, then you can wait for at least 10 more days, and you can also subscribe the channel if you like this video, and if you think that I'm gonna give you a good advice and unbiased review, then you can wait for my full review video, and then you can make your purchase decision that whether you should buy this phone or not. So I am waiting for more OTA updates and some more things, like I want to play more with the performance, I want to explore the UI more, and also I want to see the battery performance over the time. Plus I will click some more camera samples to develop my overall thoughts on this product. So yeah, that's all I have to say in this video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, definitely press that like button and also subscribe button. I will see you very soon in my next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.